So guys, welcome to a little more casual video this time. This here is a project I haven't told you about, and yeah, I've had it now for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. This here is a PC that I built, and it is supposed to be a retro gaming PC. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't really play any games, and that is true. But this PC is not going to be for me once it's done. It is gonna be for a friend, because a good friend of mine has his birthday, and I want to give him this PC as a present because he likes to play all sorts of games. And so a while back, we were just chatting. He was like, "Hey, I want to play, an old Need for Speed game, but my computer runs Windows 10, and it's not compatible, and it crashes, and it has all sorts of problems." And so I decided, why not build him a cool little gaming PC so he can run his old Windows XP era games. And I think here I got myself a perfect candidate. So the case I got for an amazing €0. Yeah, free. This was about to be thrown away. I picked it up from the trash. Somebody has, stripped the components and threw away the case, and I took it, and it was in alright shape. It's missing the power button, that's kind of unfortunate, but here's the side panel. It's even got this fan thing going on. And frankly, hey, I mean, for a free case, it doesn't look too bad. Oh yeah, it came with the DVD drive, so it wasn't all that empty at all. So after I got myself the case, I started building this thing. I put in here a 460 watt power supply that I had just laying around, so that was my own. I think that's a pretty good output for what we have. I just was shopping around and the local classifieds. I picked up this Intel motherboard with a Core 2 Duo and this nice GTX 600 something, 630. I really don't know anymore. It's been so long. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, I have to check. It's a 600 series, and it didn't cost much. I think you got it for only $20, and the board and CPU for, I think, another 20 or something, or 25, I can't remember. It's just so long. I've had this now for a couple of weeks. Then I put a hard drive in I had laying around. This is just, what is that, a 160 gig drive. Should be fine. This is only gonna be a gaming PC, and 160 gigs will give you plenty of space for, those old era games. Then I put in here 3 gigabytes of RAM, DDR2. I also had that laying around, so goes to show that it pays off to, hoard all those old components, because you can build yourself nice PCs if you have many of them. So I built it. It works. And it plays the games relatively nice. I installed Need for Speed Most Wanted, and kind of brought me back in my childhood. I used to play that too. I installed, I think, what else is there? Need for Speed Underground 2, and all those old Need for Speed games. I could leave it at this. It's a working PC. It plays the games relatively nice, and it was very cheap, but I decided I'd give my friend a little treat. This here is a Core 2 Duo, and it's fine for most games of this era, but I'd reckon we can improve the FPS a little bit with a better CPU, because this is not a higher end Core 2 Duo, this is one of the lower end ones. And so I got myself a very cheap Core 2 Quad, what is that, a Q8300 for $18. And this is a quad-core CPU, and it's overkill for most of those games, so we can definitely limit or take off this bottleneck and not limit it. Because the GPU is fine, it's relatively fast for what it needs to do, but I think the CPU is a little bottleneck. So, but we will find that out actually momentarily. So, I have to admit, it isn't really the most quiet gaming PC. And not the most pretty, with this hole here and this missing button. I'm afraid not a lot I can do about that. But hey, for the price, you can definitely build yourself a nice retro gaming PC for no money at all. Like, this is, when you calculate it all up, You're not even spending $100, and you can play all of the 2000s games. I think relatively good, if not best settings. But what do I know? I never play any games, so you just have to take that with a grain of salt. Just gonna really quick take a look at what we have in here right now. We got a Core 2 Duo E7200. Yeah, it's a relatively okay CPU, but it isn't really the best in the Core 2 Duo lineup. Then we have this motherboard, a DG31PR. I've never heard of this, but yeah, it's working great. It's an Intel board. And we got 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is, for XP, the right amount, because, 32-bit OS and such. So yeah, here's the GPU. I messed it up a little bit. It's a GT630, so no X. So yeah, there you go. So let's just engage a pursuit here. So we got some police vehicles following us. So it needs to work a little bit. And as you can see, I mean, this is not a bad frame rate at all. We got 43 FPS. And oh gosh, already lost them. This is exactly what I don't want for this test here. But yeah, as you can see, when not a lot is going on, we got around nice 60 there, but around 45-ish, 43-ish. It never goes below 40, but it's not in the high 40s as you see. It's a nice playable experience. Sometimes it drops down a little bit. I remember when I played this one race where it was raining, it was really going down in the 30s because all the rain and all that. But it really is very well playable, and for this age the game is, you didn't really bother about the FPS too much. At least as a kid I didn't. But it would be nice if we could spice this up a little bit and maybe get some little FPS like that we are at a stable 50 or something. That would be amazing. With a Core 2 Quad, we built ourselves here a really beast of a gaming PC from the XP era. I mean, if you had a Core 2 Quad, back then, oh my god, then you were the boss. So yeah, this older Q8300 doesn't cost anything nowadays, but it should offer us great performance upgrades. So as you can see, now it fares pretty well. I'm almost busted here. Now it fares pretty well, 50. Look at that. But as you saw, when a little more is going on, yeah, it drops down a bit. But it's not bad at all. So I think we got ourselves a great gaming PC already, but yeah, we're gonna improve it. We're gonna improve it definitely. So I forgot to mention, Need for Speed was in highest settings with all set to max, so it was pretty decent, I'd say. So why don't we go here into Flatout, also a pretty cool game I played as a kid quite a lot. And I will set it all to maximum and see how many FPS we will get. I have no clue. Didn't really play anything here yet, so let's just do this one and see what it gives us here. Oh my god! So yeah, this is perfect. 60, guys, 60. Yeah, what else needs improving here? There is no improvements possible. There are no improvements possible. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, the Flatout is absolutely maxed out. There's nothing better we could improve in. So that's good. You can only get better with a Core 2 Quad. I mean, I don't think it lets you play with more than 60, but it's probably capped at 60. But yeah, whatever, right? I mean, that's a nice little test. 60 FPS gaming. There you go, guys. This is a great old game. You can play it for, well, next to nothing nowadays. If you get yourself this old hardware that doesn't cost anything, forget all those modern games which chew up your resources and send the data all over the place. This is a good old offline game. So yeah, no stupid multiplayers, no stupid kids without life that just shout at you all the time. It's a nicer experience, right? I got here Railroad Tycoon 3. This is also a childhood favorite of mine. And so, yeah, I suppose this is already pretty playable as is. Yeah, there you go, 130 FPS. You gotta be kidding me, 195. Okay, what else do I need to say? This is a real beast of a gaming PC. Now, yes, as I said, you know, this Core 2 Duo is doing pretty fine, but I want those more FPS in Most Wanted. I just want them, and you know, if he ever wants to play, like, I don't know, what else is there more demanding, like Crysis or something, or, well, I doubt he's playing Crysis on this, but what do I know? Just more demanding games. He will have a better luck with this guy. So, and hey, it doesn't cost a lot, so you know what could go wrong there? It's the PC is too high. You can't see anything if I don't set you in the PC. So, you know what? There you go. This is the best I can do. I'm really sorry. Okay. Why don't we try to take off this stupid Intel stock cooler? I don't like it, never liked it, but yeah, this is what we have to work with here, so. Okay, I think the best bet is by just trying it. Okay, that worked. Yeah, it isn't that old that it's all porous and just snaps off easily. Number 2, and number 3, and number 4. There we go. Just try to take it off. What? Leave it. Okay, there we go. There is our Core 2 Duo. Absolutely atrocious cooling performance with this thermal paste, or what's left of it. So just clean that off really quick. The isopropyl alcohol fetishists will kill me, I know, but I'm gonna just wipe it off normally with a paper here. And don't worry, I'll do the CPU nicely too, but yeah, that's looking better already, huh? Damn, this is really stuck on there. No kidding. Okay, there we go. Nicely wiped. Now the good thing is, because I always work with such ancient hardware, it's always so dried up that cleaning it isn't hard. So, here we release it. The Core 2 Duo. And let's open up here the packaging for the Core 2 Quad, which is ironically an AMD packaging, but who cares? And yeah, I mean, look at this CPU, it's not clean at all. You know what, let's just wipe this down really quick. It's as good as it gets. Quite an improvement. So, let's take that one out and put that one in. And that is all that there is to it. Here is again the old Core 2 Duo. Still gonna sell that. $5, you know. If somebody wants it. Sure. Always kind of sold those really fast for some reason. Okay, then let's close it up. And that's the end of our CPU upgrade. Well, not quite. Still need to apply the thermal paste and put the stupid cooler back on, which I'm not looking forward to. But yeah. And then we will fire it up and see if it works. Now, here it comes again, the most controversial part of every video. The thermal paste applying. There we go. That's fine. That's enough, believe me. Even the good stuff, MX2, it's way too good for this, but yeah, I only have the good stuff left. Oh well. And now, let's put our Intel cooler on, which is a loud little bitch, but yeah, what can you do? Hey, it does the job. The CPU never ran hot, so I don't know about that one, but it should be fine. And even if it runs hot, It's only casually used anyways, a gaming PC, so it's not gonna burn up, guys, don't worry. Oh, Jesus Christ! Finally all these stupid push tabs are in. I tell you, Intel, whoever designed that, I will find him, I will lock him in a room and make him do that like 400 times. Because it's just pure torture. Like, when you push in this too much, this one pops out and vice versa, and you have to do it with both hands, and I feel it's not even installed correctly, but it doesn't, come out anymore, so I'm just gonna leave this pile of shit like that. It should cool it, it's on, but I would love to swap that out for something better, honestly. Alright, well, I'm gonna now turn it on, and hopefully it will work, because if it does not, I have to do it again. Yay! So, you're ready? Let's hope that it posts. That's looking good. Let's go into BIOS. And well, processor type doesn't say anything. Yeah, great, huh? Anyway, it just says Intel EM64T capable. I don't know what that means, but it runs. I mean, it didn't crash or show black screen, so that gives me hope that everything's just fine. Maybe it really needs a BIOS update. I'm gonna look into the BIOS update next. But yeah, let's just boot into Windows, because that's what matters. Who cares about the BIOS if that recognizes it? Windows needs to recognize it. Boot it right up. And let's see what we got. We got a York field, yeah. Cordial quad. And yeah, there you have it. That was not so spectacular, was it? But we got now 4 cores and 4 threads. So double of what we had before. So I think that should give us better FPS, or at least, well, in theory. So let's play the same pursuit again, because there is the only way we can make sure that we have more FPS. I know you were dying to see like a Cinebench or something, but the problem is I only have XP here, and you know how it is. So we got 60, 40, 48, 50, 46. Well, guys, we don't have many more, have we? 60. We just have a couple of more. Does that mean that the GPU is actually the bottleneck? Or, well, bottleneck, it's... I don't know, guys, it seems to be the same. This is exactly the type of stuff you see on my channel. Like, you see all those gaming PC videos on YouTube where they make these insane jumps from 20 to 40 FPS and all that. And I try to do once this gaming PC stuff, and then there's nothing really improving. So, basically, it was the freaking GPU. I didn't think that, I really didn't. That most wanted already maxes out like a 630. Huh. Well, that really goes to show that I'm just not a gamer at all. I just don't know about such stuff at all. Well, anyhow, guys, there you go. I mean, it probably improved it a tiny bit, but for the most part, honestly, it didn't do anything. I mean, we now have high 40s sometimes, but sometimes it like crushes down to high 30s. I mean, that really shows that nothing really happened to me. Just stayed the same. Oh, well, you know what, well, why bother? I mean, it's playable, and as I said, he's gonna have he's gonna have some future proving now with the Core 2 Quad if you would need that, like on some more higher end games. So anyway, this is still you know, a success because we got a newer CPU in here. With that said, this is my gaming PC build. It is finished now. We'll just maybe find a bezel for this ugly hole here, but yeah, this is it. I think he's gonna like this present. It's something you will not expect, but I think you will like it. So, with that said, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.